Australia's Prime Minister wants to ban social media for children. Google announced a deal with a direct air capture startup to remove carbon emissions. And the new Carmen Sandiego game will let you play as Carmen Sandiego. It's Wednesday, September 11th, and this is Engadget News. Australian Prime Minister Anthony Albanese has promised to introduce legislation that would prevent children under a certain age from using social media. Reuters reported that Albanese issued his statement in a TV interview on the Australian Broadcasting Corporation. Albanese says the Australian government would start its social media initiative by testing age verification technology sometime this year. He also didn't state a specific age limit, but estimated he liked the ban to be for children younger than 16 because, quote, "we know that social media is causing social harm," end quote. Meta issued a statement in response to the Prime Minister's proposal, noting that Facebook and Instagram already have a minimum age requirement of 13 years for users. The social media company also noted it wants to empower young people to benefit from social media with parental controls and monitoring instead of just cutting off access. Lawmakers in the U.S. and other countries have suggested and tried to implement a federal age limit on social media access. Last year, U.S. Senator Josh Hawley introduced 2 bills to Congress that would prohibit teenagers under 16 from using social media. The state of Utah also passed laws in 2023 requiring teens to have parental consent and provide a copy of an ID instead of just inputting their birthday to access their accounts. Later, Utah repealed the ID requirements. Social media use has become a greater health issue as experts raise concerns about its effects on younger users' mental well-being. An open letter signed by 42 U.S. attorneys general supported U.S. Surgeon General Vivek Murthy's proposal to require social media websites to post visible health warnings the way that cigarette makers are required to do so on their products' packaging. Google announced that it has entered a partnership with Holocene to support its direct air capture technology for collecting and removing carbon dioxide emissions from the atmosphere. Under this $10 million deal, Google will purchase carbon removal credits from Holocene at a rate of $100 per metric ton. This is the price the U.S. Department of Energy set as a goal for direct air capture technology to make it a viable part of efforts to reduce the rate at which we emit carbon dioxide into the atmosphere. As the name implies, direct air capture can collect carbon dioxide out of the air, then concentrate the gas to be stored in underground reservoirs. It sounds great in theory, but the technology has proven expensive and difficult to scale. Google said its support should allow Holocene to capture and store 100,000 tons of carbon dioxide from the atmosphere by the early 2030s, in addition to helping the company further refine its direct air capture technology. Holocene has a more detailed explanation of its direct air capture approach on its website. Sustainability has become an important talking point for a lot of big tech. Google has made a big investment in buying carbon offsets, enough that it claims to have eliminated its entire carbon legacy, and it aims to be carbon neutral by 2030. But its greenhouse gas emissions have risen almost 50% in the past 5 years, thanks to the intensive data center demands of AI usage. If you grew up in the 1980s, then you probably remember the Carmen Sandiego games and how they turned learning boring old geography into a fun criminal catching adventure. Netflix, Gameloft, and HarperCollins Productions are bringing the Carmen Sandiego franchise back with a brand new game that lets you play as the famous fedora-festooned felon. Netflix Games announced that Carmen Sandiego will be released sometime in the first quarter of next year, starting on the Netflix mobile streaming app for iOS and Android. The game will also be released on the Nintendo Switch, the PlayStation, and Xbox consoles, and for PC on Steam sometime later. Carmen Sandiego will be free for Netflix subscribers to play without any in-game purchases or online play. The new Carmen Sandiego puzzle adventure game is based on the 2019 interactive Netflix cartoon series with Jane the Virgin star Gina Rodriguez voicing the titular thief. The new game picks up where the series left off, but it's more than just an interactive TV show. Netflix, Gameloft, and HarperCollins will send players on an adventure across the world as Carmen Sandiego through a series of puzzle, clue-gathering, flying, and stealth missions. They'll track down members of the evil organization Vile based on clues that reveal each villain's identity in various cities to obtain warrants and arrest them. Of course, prior to being rebooted on Netflix, Carmen Sandiego was a classic educational game series that started on computers in 1985 with Where in the World is Carmen Sandiego? The geography puzzle games asked players to track down Carmen and her den of appropriately named thieves who stole some of the world's rarest cultural artifacts. Thanks for listening. There's more to these stories and additional articles at Engadget.com. This episode featured journalism from contributors Danny Gallagher and Anna Wyshynko and was voiced and produced from the studios of Spoken Layer. Enjoy your day, and I'll be back tomorrow with more tech news from Engadget.